Hey guys, hopefully you're having a good day. I was watching this YouTube video yesterday, and the guy who was filming it, he said this phrase that, really impacted me. It was, are you living your dreams or are you living your fears? Now, I think most of us kind of lie in the middle, where it's not quite a nightmare, but it's not quite what you want, right? When you're working a full-time job, have a long commute. Maybe you like your boss, maybe you don't. Maybe you don't like the people around you because they're always like playing like weird politics, or they're just being annoying, or they're just not being productive, and you have to do 3 or 4 jobs when you're only getting paid for one, right? Whatever the case might be. Or maybe it's like, maybe you don't have quite as much time to spend with your family because you're always working. Or maybe you do spend time with your family, but you can never really go on vacation, so life just kind of like moves on this like haze. And one day you look up, you're 45, 50 years old, and you're like, where did all the time go? So I think a lot of us, it's not really that we actually try to live in a nightmare, but it's all these like little instances where we take that step back. Rather than going in and trying the business, I put it off for 3 months. Rather than me going and asking the client for the money, I shy away. I see the business owner at the networking event and I don't ask for what I want. Or I don't know, I have the opportunity to take the trip and I just don't take it. All these like little things kind of all add up to living a life of quiet desperation. Now, blessedly for me, I took the steps that I needed to in order to get out of my situation and improve things and make things what I want them to be. And sorry if there's a lot of wind. I'm using a new GoPro with a selfie stick, so hopefully the wind is not too much. If it is, I might have to get a new microphone for this. But that's the only difference. Like, I started the business, I was willing to put in the work. I was willing to fail. For me, like the first 6 months I was in business, I only got, I think, like 1 client. Actually, no, in the first 6 months, I didn't get a single client. It wasn't until really about month 7.5 that I got my first client. 7.5 it took me to get my first client. And it was just that I was obsessed, I think a lot of people, they don't really have that obsession. I was talking to this lady on Saturday, and every once in a while I'll do like a call with someone who's like in my YouTube audience, just to kind of see like what is the temperature of my audience and like what are you guys kind of like struggling with. And she was like, well, it's kind of tough when I have the safety zone of my job, because then like I don't really have to start the business because blah blah blah, and things aren't that bad. And just like, okay, well, you're never going to be successful with that attitude, because it's not about things being okay or things being good. It's about fully controlling your life so that you can have freedom, right? By controlling the business and controlling the work aspect of your life, it allows you to have complete freedom everywhere else. Like, I think I'm gonna go back to Mexico probably at the end of this month, maybe, right? Or I'm going to go to Ohio. And like, some people are like, Ohio, what's in Ohio? I like doing there's like some hotel chains, like some art fairs we're gonna go visit in Ohio, I think, this weekend. And there's different like conferences and stuff you can go to. So it's like everywhere in the world there's something fun if you can go and find it. It's just about like, do you have the time, freedom to be able to do so? And sometimes it's about money, right? I mean, like, especially if you have a family of 4, a family of 5, it's gonna be hard to go take a trip to Europe under $12,000, you know what I mean? So it's like, you got to be able to have like the best of all worlds, because at the end of the day, it's like money is cool, but I think a lot of you guys watching, we're not just doing it for the money. We're doing it so that we can really go where we want, be where we want, do what we want. Like, I gotta tell you, like, living your dream, and like this is just from experience from my life, not to say like I'm like Elon Musk, and it's because it's not always about how much money you have. It's about what can you do with the money you do have, right? My money goes so far. My investments go so far. My investments pay for all my vacations, and it's just ridiculous, right? And it's cool because once you even like, I guess, get a true understanding of what are you actually searching for in this world, right? and you can start really looking to put that stuff into motion. So the first thing you should do is say, like, what do you actually want? Do you want to take 5 vacations a year? Do you want to just go get let's say you want to go get a house in the woods so you can go like hunting. Maybe you want to have a vacation house in a warmer climate state. Maybe you want to, I don't know exactly what it is for you. Maybe you just want to be able to spend the entire summer doing nothing but going and hanging out with your kids and just making sure they have a really great summer vacation. Like, you can like enrich them as much as possible. I don't know what that's like for you, so you have to write it out and say like, hey, this is what I want. Next thing is, you need to start reverse engineering. What do you actually need to get there? Like, okay, so do I, in order for me to take off the summer, do I have to, and if I'm going to stay home, let's say that your bills are going to be what? We'll say $5,000 a month. That means you just have to make sure you have an extra $15,000 that comes in for that month. Okay, cool. So that's what your dream is. Or if your dream is to maybe take your aging mother to a fancy tennis tournament. One's called Wimbledon, right? Now for Wimbledon, you know, I'm in Michigan, so I have to be able to go and get the plane tickets. That's times 2, right? International tickets, depending where you're getting, they can be, I'm seeing the range between like $900 to it's about $2,000. So we'll just say, let's say like $1,000 or $1,500 each per ticket, right? So $3,000 right there. Then you need to buy the hotel, right? Not super expensive, depending where you're gonna go. But then the actual tennis tournament itself. So the tennis tournament, the seats for the tournament start at $3,500, and that's if you get like the lowest seats, right? I saw I think the highest regular people seats were for about like $11,000. That's crazy, right? So right there, let's say you get like some mid-range seats, right? We'll just say $5,000 each. Okay, so we're at $10,000 for the tournament. We're at $3,000 for the plane. Then we'll say probably $150 a night. We'll say if you stay there for like 4 or 5 days or whatever, we'll say $500. We'll just round 4.5 days, right? I mean, that's a good amount of money. What is that? That's about $13,500 for 4 days. We have to kind of know what that is, right? And then once you know what you want and you can start working backwards, well, how many clients is that? Is that one cleanup? Is that a couple monthly clients? Is that a tax plan? What is that going to look like for you? And then reverse engineer your service offering to see how much you need to sell in order to get there. Now, for many of you watching, if you don't really have this ironed out as much, I'd probably recommend you go find someone who can teach you how to package your offering and price your offering out so you can know within detail how much should you be able to make on average per client. And that's really going to make the rest of your life easy, because then you know, okay, cool, an average client is $6,000, an average client is $10,000. And you can reverse engineer how many clients you need in order to go reach that goal. And then from there, you can then reverse engineer how much work do you have to do in order to get the client. Do you have to speak to 5 potential clients on the phone to get 1 sale? Do you have to speak to 1,000? What is that number for you? And then once you have that, you can start working forward and say, okay, so this month, I know I need to go save up an extra $1,000. So I'm gonna go and speak to 20 people. And the more you can do that, the more you can start to really build your dreams into reality, brick by brick. That's how I always actually kind of like to think about this. Like, each one of these YouTube videos is one brick in my dream life, literally. And it's an amazing feeling when you know without a shadow of doubt that the work you put in is going to work. And then, yeah, every day, like I had someone commented on one of my videos the other day. They're like, you know, he doesn't get a lot of views, but he does it every single day. It's like, yeah, man, 'cause it's not about the views. It's not about the people. It's like, if you can just impact one person, right? One person is worth a lot of money. Like, you watching this right here, you are worth so much, not just money, but like, you're worth so much more than money to me, because you could share my video with someone, and maybe it's someone that I end up being a business partner with. You could share my video and maybe it's like a person wants to join my mentorship program. You could even join my mentorship program, you know what I mean? So like, I value you spending this time with me because it means so much. So even if I only had, let's say I only get like 100 views a video for the next 10 years, right? I would be so happy with that, right? Because as long as I have one, that's all I need. But yeah, but again, it's all about, are you moving towards your dreams, or are you kind of letting your fears and insecurities cause you to live a life of quiet desperation? You know, at the end of the day, I hope you can join me on the dream side. It's scary, it's tough, it can be demoralizing sometimes, but it's so worth it. Because when you get what you want, ridiculous. I can tell you, I've been a person that had no money, had no time. People say like money can't buy you happiness, or money doesn't do this. I'm not saying it's gonna buy you happiness, but it does buy me enough space to fill that space with joy. And I do the stuff I want with who I want, and I can donate a lot of money to whoever I want as well. Okay? So see you on the other side. Also, if you ever want some help, I'm here for you. Click the link inside the description. Book a call with me. Let's see if I can help you in our mentorship program. Okay? I will talk to you soon. It's kind of hot out here. It's I think 85 to 90 degrees right now. So I'm gonna get inside soon after I finish my walk. Talk to you in a minute.